If you are interested in staying up to date with everything Star Wars related, follow me on Twitter at @stupendouswave. If you would like the chance to win a Force FX lightsaber, all you have to do is like the video, subscribe with notifications on, and tell me in the comments below what your all-time favorite lightsaber is. The Sith are selfish creatures of jealousy, and those that are only interested in increasing their own power in order to attain their own aspirations and goals, in some cases that being power in itself. However, there have been Sith over the years that even other Dark Lords recognize as extremely powerful and exceptionally skilled in lightsaber combat. Those that hold so much power others would only dream of wielding, and Dark Lords that will live on forever in the form of the most prized Sith holocrons. There was one particular Sith Lord, however, who reigned during the ancient Sith Empire, who was considered by those that would come thousands of years after him as one of, if not the most powerful Sith Lord who had ever lived. Darth Traya, a lady of the Sith who is debatably one of the most intelligent and advanced Sith to ever live, herself said this concerning the Sith we will be discussing today. If you were to face an ancient Sith Lord in combat, you would learn that we are as children playing with toys compared to the prowess of the old masters. While Traya is referencing the old masters as an entirety, she had one Dark Lord of the Sith in mind: the Sith Lord Tulak Hord. Tulak Hord was a Sith that reigned long ago, before the time when the Sith had ever encountered the Jedi Order. In fact, Hord never once engaged a Jedi Knight over his entire lifetime as a Sith. Even as a young prodigy, Hord was feared by those above him, as they recognized with the right tutelage they one day would be forced to bow before him. Eventually, however, even they would grow to submit willingly to his power. As a younger Sith pupil, Hord became feared due to his skill with the lightsaber, with rumors rising that he was unbeatable in a duel. And out of all the lightsaber fights he was engaged in, he never lost a single time. While to some of the ancient Sith this sounded outlandish at first, upon witnessing his skill with the blade, what had once been considered as pure rumor became a reality. Even a Dashade warrior named Kem Val, a species with notable resistance to the Force, would be defeated by the superior blade work of Hord in a one-on-one duel. Following his victory, Hord befriended Val, taking him as his right hand. Together, the two warriors formed an army that would never be defeated under their reign. Crushing all who opposed the Sith Empire, the two reigned for centuries. As time progressed, and Hord was shown to be not only a difficult adversary, but seemingly an invincible one, he gained many titles, Lord of Hate being his most favored. Over his years, Hord welcomed all he deemed worthy as challengers in single combat, and many came to meet the challenge, and many fell to his blade. His skill became so notable that the Sith of his era even hypothesized that if he so desired, he could slay armies with his lightsaber alone. Hord, however, was not only a master of the lightsaber, but over his decades grew to be one with the Force as well. As his power progressed, Hord found a particular enjoyment and gift with Sith sorcery and rituals. Oftentimes, Hord had armies to their knees before his arrival to the battlefield. Hord would utilize Sith sorcery to drain the very life from his enemies, using it to fuel himself and his great army of Sith Lords. Hord inspired a trait uncommon to most Sith, that of loyalty and admiration. Through his power, his people strangely grew to love him. However, another prodigy with the lightsaber would hear the stories of Tulak Hord, eventually prompting this student of the darkness to seek him out. This other Sith, known as Aloysius Kallig, would venture to Hord in his great army, pledging his loyalty to him with the only request that he be allowed within his inner circle. At first glance, Hord dismissed Kallig, deeming him unworthy. However, Kallig requested single combat with Hord's finest general, to which he obliged. Following a lengthy duel, Kallig eventually defeated Hord's chosen general. Impressed, Hord took Kallig into his ranks, giving him the honor of leading his armies to many victories. Over several years, Kallig too proved to be an immensely powerful lightsaber duelist, and whispers grew that he may one day be the one to kill the seemingly unkillable. Tulak Hord, however, did not stand for this. Unwilling to submit to his pride and allow it to blind him, he recognized Kallig as a rival, and because he was not the chosen apprentice of Tulak, he ordered Kallig to be killed. Easily the most ambitious, and therefore the most dangerous of my rivals is Kallig. Therefore, he shall be the first to die. Following his death, all that would be known of Kallig was his minor role in the journals of Tulak Hord. At this point, Hord had risen as the one true, undisputed Dark Lord of the Sith, with his power too immense to be questioned. Following his conquest of one final system, by the end of his tour, it was estimated he had successfully taken over 100 planets for the Sith. It was at this time that Hord became obsessed with his legacy, beginning the construction of his Sith holocron. Throughout the ranks of his army, rumors began that Hord had discovered the secret to eternal life. In order to keep his secrets hidden, Hord scattered them over many worlds, light years away from one another, to ensure only those that could even match or perhaps outweigh his knowledge in the Force would be privy to his secrets and discoveries through the dark side. After placing his longtime friend and most valued warrior Kembal in stasis as a reward for his loyalty in hopes that he would return to a better time, Hord was killed by his apprentice Ortan Sella, who stabbed him in the back, too frightened of his master's power and knowing full well he could never truly defeat him in single combat. Unfortunately, decades later, the Republic would follow the new reigning Sith Lord Naga Sadow back to Korriban, and the Jedi, as well as the Republic forces, would destroy much of Hord's records and journals, possibly obliterating the secret to eternal life. Thousands of years after this event, the Jedi Revan would locate what remained of Hord's tomb, taking what knowledge remained, and even claiming the legendary mask of the former Lord of the Sith. Over the coming centuries, many Sith Lords claimed that Hord was the most powerful Sith Lord who had ever lived. They would state that a normal ancient Sith would utterly annihilate a more current duelist with their skill with the lightsaber, and noting even amongst these great and legendary duelists, Hord was unrivaled. But that was the legend of Tulak Hord, the Dark Lord of the Sith that even other Dark Lords grew to admire. But what do you guys think of Tulak Hord, and had you heard of him before this video? Again, don't forget to enter the lightsaber giveaway. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.